Hey guys, it's Ron again. I just wanted to do another video about hiring a virtual assistant. And one of the things that I experienced with my virtual assistant, Bess, is that she was very good at what she did. She picked up things quickly. She adapted very quickly. And I hired her full time right from the beginning, thinking I could keep her very busy. Boy, I was actually pretty wrong at that time. So that's kind of why I have most agents now when they hire a VA, because we have a virtual assistant. I haven't brought that up yet, but we do have a virtual assistant company. And I always recommend to real estate agents hire a virtual assistant part time, 20 hours a week. And once that virtual assistant can show that they can handle the job and they can take on more work and you have enough work to give them, then you can start adding more hours, take them from 20 hours to 30 hours and from 30 to 40 hours. So with me, I just went straight full time, 40 hours a week. And she was able to get a lot of things done that I needed to get done and still have a lot of time left over. So I said, okay, I got to find something else for her to do because, I didn't want to, I didn't want her to get bored. I didn't want to be spending money where I didn't have to spend money if I wasn't making money. So I needed to make money, to keep this thing going. So I said, okay, why don't we start working with for sale by owners? That was one thing I wanted to start doing. On top of everything else I was doing, I wanted to go after for sale by owners. I didn't have a real plan, but we were going to figure it out. And I actually just told her, let's go figure this out, for sale by owners. And she jumped right into it and she picked it up quickly. For sale by owners, she was scheduling those appointments one after another. She was filling my calendar. When I go back and I look at my calendar when she was making all those appointments for me, every day had multiple appointments. And, she was really good at, if I had 3 appointments in one day, they were right in a row. And it's not like I would go over here and then go over there and up over here. And she had it so organized in my calendar. All I had to do was pick. I'd do it every morning, woke up, look at my phone, looked at my calendar. I knew where I had to be. Contact information is there, everything. I would just click on the link, gave me directions directly to the house. When I left there, the next one was right in line and boom, boom, boom. It was very turnkey. The challenge was I wasn't ready. I was doing all these other things, and I never took the for sale by owners seriously till one day, Bess is scheduling all these appointments for me, and I'm like, I didn't want to go because I wasn't ready. I didn't know what to say. I wasn't really. I never thought it through, but she had all these appointments, so it was just easier to cancel the appointment than for me to put the work into it to figure out what I needed to do. Even though I used to go after for sale by owners, I mean, that's really because I have my mortgage license too. And when I was doing mortgages, I would go after for sale by owners because I knew they were going to sell and they were going to need a mortgage. And I was helping them sell their houses, not for a commission, but to help them get their mortgage. So I really didn't have much of a plan at all. So one day I'm canceling the appointment. I'm like, Bess, you got to cancel this appointment for me. I don't know. And she had enough. She broke down. She started crying. She's like, you have no idea how hard this is. They schedule your appointments and then you cancel them. And then I call them and they get upset with me and you want me to reschedule and they don't want to reschedule. You don't know how hard this is. This is crazy. And they're good appointments. And I've had great conversations with these people, and then I got to call and cancel. You're just making me and you look so bad. And she was just crying and all upset. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, oh geez, here we go. I'm like, and when she started crying like that, I definitely looked at her differently because I at that point I was just kind of looking at her like she was just someone in the Philippines. I didn't know her personally. I just, I just knew what I knew about the interview we had with, but I didn't know her. I didn't feel for her. until she did that, until she started crying and telling me how hard it was to get the appointments. And once I got them, to reschedule, and in the rapport that she built with them, and then all of a sudden I was destroying it by canceling the appointment. So I felt really bad. And so I committed at that point that I said, Bess, you know what? Let's keep it going. I'm going to go to these appointments. I'm going to go. I'm going to figure it out. So I started going on those for sale by owner appointments. And, for the first 2 to 3 months, it was difficult because I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to do. But I started getting my scripts down for the for sale by owners. I really started to get a script. And the one thing I was saying to the sellers is, I said, look, is your goal to sell your home at the highest price in the least amount of time with the least amount of hassle? They said, of course. And I always said, I have 5 things you need to do to make that happen. And then I had the 5-step listing presentation that I would do. And then I every time I went on a physical appointment, I was killing my presentation, killing it. People loved it. People giving me good feedback, great feedback. I was listing some of these for sale by owners, and then boom, it happened. I listed 5 for sale by owners in 1 week. And it's funny, one of the for sale by owners, he called. I had the appointment on a Friday. He was like the last for sale by owner that I had listed. And I said to Bess, Bess, I can't go on that appointment. I got too many other appointments. I got these properties. I'm not going to list these properties. I got to stop marketing them. I got all these things I got to do now. And I've got these buyers I'm working with. And I'm like, this is crazy. You've got to cancel that for sale by owner for me. So she's like, I can't. I'm like, why? She goes, because that guy was mean. He was really mean. He said, I'm going to let the realtor come because she got the appointment. She built a rapport. And he wanted me to come. And I'm like, Bess, I can't go. She goes, I can't cancel the appointment. I'm like, oh, shit, okay. I said, well, I'm running late. And she's like, I don't know. See if you can reschedule it for me. I asked her to reschedule it. He was like, no, I'm not rescheduling. And I'm going to stay here till he gets here. So this guy was staying. And when I left my office, and my GPS showed me how long it was going to take for me to get the appointment, I was going to be 45 minutes late for the appointment. And so Bess was like, I'm not calling him. You got to call this one. I said, I'll call him. Send me the number. I'm going to call him. She texted me the number. I called the guy. His name was John from Peabody, Mass. I said, John, I said, I got to apologize. I'm running late. I'm going to be 45 minutes late. If you want to cancel, we can cancel. He goes, we're not canceling. He goes, I'm waiting for you. You better be here in 45 minutes. I was like, holy shit. I go, all right, John, I'll be there in 45 minutes. So I get to the house, and when I knock on the door, this huge guy, about 7'8". He's 7 plus, and he was just a big guy. And he goes, you're late. And he was so mad at me, but I could look around him and look in the house, and I wanted to say something to snap him out of that because he was pissed. He wanted to kill me. And I said, oh my God, John, Jesus, your house looks great. What's going on? Why don't you show me around? Show me what's going on. All of a sudden, he calmed right down. I don't know what happened, but he calmed right down. I guess I just redirected the energy. That shit works, I guess. Takes me through the house, starts showing me everything. And I don't want to drag the story out, but he's walking around and he's like, well, he goes, Ron, I got to tell you something. I go, what's that, John? He goes, I already sold the house. I go, John, that's great news. You listed it and you sold it. And he goes, and there was no realtor. I go, John, that's awesome. That is so awesome. I go, just curious, what'd you get for the price? So he told me the price. I went, oh, wow, that's the price? He's like, yeah, why? Is something wrong with it? I said, well, maybe not. Let me ask you 3 things. I said, were you trying to get the highest price? He goes, yeah. I go, were you trying to sell it in the quickest amount of time? Yeah. And the least amount of hassle? Yeah. Okay. Um, Sounds like you've accomplished a little bit of that, but let me just tell you about a house I just sold, just like this house, same town, same everything. Your house is in a better location. It's a bigger house. You got a corner lot, so much better. I said, this is what I listed it at. This is what I sold it at. I think you didn't get the highest price. He's like, well, am I losing money? Judge, I'm not saying you're losing money. You didn't even sell it with a realtor. He goes, I'm losing money. Am I losing 100 grand? I go, listen, I'm not telling. I don't know if you lost 100 grand, but I know what it takes to sell houses at the highest price in the least amount of time with the least amount of hassle. And you said that's what you want. He goes, yeah, that's what I want. I said, well, you got a buyer. I go, you're good to go. No, what do you mean? You don't want to work with me now? I flipped him. He started saying, what? You don't want to work with me now? I go, John, listen, of course I want to work with you, but you already sold your house. You're good to go. He goes, no, what am I going to do? Hire another realtor? I go, listen, no one does what I do to sell houses. So no, you don't have to hire another realtor. I go, but you already got under agreement. What are you going to do? Just kill the deal? Yeah, I'll kill the deal. I don't care. How much money am I losing? I go, listen, I don't know. I can't guarantee you're losing 100 grand. I go, you get no realtor. Maybe it's only 50 grand. 50 grand. He was just like, all right, what do I got to do? I said, well, what I'm going to do is call my virtual assistant, my assistant. She's going to send you the paperwork. And when you sign that contract, then I'll go to work for you. I'm going to have the pictures taken. I'm going to get the sign put up. We're going to have to do a little bit of staging. We're going to put a little bit of furniture in the air. We're going to do this, that. I'm not putting furniture in the house, he says. I go, all right, well, never mind. You got a buyer. We don't need to do that. Oh, he's like, what do you mean? What do I have to do? Actually, I know somebody that does that. Okay, what else do we have to do? And within a week, I had the signed contract that day. Within 30 minutes after I left the house, Bess sent him the contract. He signed the contract. I listed the house. He got the stager in there, put in all the staging for me, so I didn't have to worry about that. We got on the market, listed that home. First day, we had multiple offers, and he got an extra 50,000, not 100, but he got 50, and he was pissed at that. He thought he was going to get another 100. I go, John, it is what it is. This is what you got. I go, let me tell you something. We did really good, and that buyer you had under agreement showed up. He said there was mold in your basement. He didn't want the house anymore, so he was gone anyways. But anyway. That was one of the stories. I love that story. Listen, I want you to check out our next video and like and subscribe, and we'll talk to you later. Have a good one. Bye-bye.